Once a philosopher had a lot of questions on his mind. He was searching for answers. Eventually, he came to Buddha and started asking for the answers to the questions. Buddha listened to his questions with patience. He then asked the philosopher, "Do you really want an answer? If you really want it, can you pay the price?" In his reply, the philosopher said, "My whole life, I have been searching for answers. I received many answers, but from every answer I got, new questions were raised. What price do you ask? I am willing to pay the price. I just want the answers to these questions before I leave this earth." Buddha said to the philosopher, "That is good. You see, most people want to know the answers without paying the price. That was the reason why I wanted to know whether you wanted to pay the price or not. Sit here by my side in complete silence for 2 years. After 2 years, I will ask you to ask me any questions you have. You may ask any question that you want to be answered. I give you my word that I will answer all your questions and clear up any doubt you may have. Most importantly, you have to be still and silent for 2 years. You cannot bring up these questions during this time." The philosopher was pondering Buddha's offer. As he felt 2 years was a long time, he also had doubts in his mind if Buddha decided to not give him answers even after he agreed to Buddha's condition of complete silence for 2 years. He asked Buddha for his assurance that he would get the answers after 2 years. Buddha said, "I give you my word. I'll give you an answer then. You have to ask me about that. If you do not ask, I will have no one to give the answers." Just at that time, a disciple of Buddha, sitting under a tree nearby and meditating, began to laugh. The philosopher was surprised and asked Buddha, "Why is he laughing?" Buddha said, "Why don't you ask him?" The philosopher went to the disciple and asked him the reason he was laughing. The disciple controlled his laughter and replied, "If you have a question, now is the time to ask it." In the same manner, I was tricked. He also made a fool of me. I can assure you, though, that he is speaking the truth. If you ask him again after 2 years, he will definitely answer. But after 2 years, nobody asks. I have been sitting here for 2 years and he still pokes me, saying, "Ask, brother." Nothing is left to be asked after 2 years of silence, and every answer has been received. If you have a question, now is the time to ask it. Nothing will be left to question after 2 years of stillness. The philosopher stayed with Buddha because he wanted to find the answers. Every day, he would sit in silence. He had lost track of time because people whose thoughts have slowed down lost track of time. Buddha, on the other hand, remembers the exact time. After 2 years, Buddha approached the philosopher and said, "You can now ask me any question you want. As promised, I will respond to each and every question. Do you have a question for me?" The philosopher burst out laughing and exclaimed, "The disciple was absolutely correct. I am at a loss for what to ask after 2 years of silence. By your grace, I have received all the answers. You see, in our lives, answers are not always given. They are sometimes received. Answers do not always come from outside. They come from inside. Try to keep life simple and be happy always.